Look, before we get started, I'd just like to say no one gives a crap about Apple Watch or Apple TV. At least no one covering the Apple event does anyway. They probably give more of a damn to the new Apple headquarters than those two products. I mean, the watch is just the same shit now that it takes a SIM card. Hooray! Way to sell us another data plan. Yay! And the other is a 4K TV box, which Google sells for less than 100 Australian dollars. Look, let's just be realistic about it. In Australia, there's probably less than 1% of the freaking population that can afford to stream 4K. It's just not worth the slow download speed for most of us. It'll probably take me more than an hour trying to upload this video once I'm done shooting. Thanks to Malcolm Turnbull and his shitty national broadband network plan, or lack of a plan. Look, the dude can't even get the internet right. Now he's running the whole freaking country. So, another year, another iPhone, right? Last year was iPhone 7, so this year we're sure to be getting iPhone 7s, right? No, we got the iPhone 8. But why did Apple break the naming convention? Why? Why would they do that? Well, apparently, the time that they released the iPhone 6s, for some unknown reason, all the Apple zombie expected them to release iPhone 7. Not sure why, since we always had the S after the new generation of iPhones. So because of this massive disappointment, Apple's share went down heaps when the 6S was announced. So because of that, Apple decided to cut the 7S, went straight for 8. Even though with each generation of iPhone, the looks of the iPhone was completely different from the last generation. And this one, well, it looks just like the iPhone 7, which sort of just looked like the iPhone 6. Which really says a lot about the creativity at Apple at the moment. Disappointed? But wait, they have one more ace card under their sleeve. Introducing the iPhone 10. Wait, what? 10? What the hell happened to 8S or 9? 10? Whatever. I'm not even going to start on the ridiculous naming convention again at this point. But you know what? I'm sure the world will just be calling it iPhone X. So alright, let's have a look at this ace card. Okay, it's got a 2K display, edgeless screen, no home button, facial recognition, wireless charging. Okay, essentially your ace card is a Samsung Galaxy 8. And seriously, what's with your edgeless display? What the hell is that bit on the top? What is this? Whose idea was it? I'm sure people will love looking forward to having a weird shaped display on their phone. I mean, have a look at the two bits on the top, right? From demo, it looks like one displayed the signal, the other displayed the battery power, but that's about it. How is that going to work in real world scenarios? If I'm looking at a photo, I don't want the top bit to be covered and then having, two little bits that comes up on the top. Like, what's that good for? Seriously. So what I'm thinking is that they're really selling you a bigger display that really won't be used to display anything half of the time. Right? I can't imagine anyone playing video games on their phone or watching a video sideways with the side of the screen looking like that. And using facial recognition for unlocking the phone as well as for payment? Are you guys nuts? Not only my wife can just hold the phone in my face to unlock all my secrets, now she'll be able to authorize eBay, PayPal purchases, net bank transfers, just by sticking the phone in my face. And look, and how's facial recognition going to work in Asia anyway? What were those white dudes in California thinking? Don't they know that us Asians all look the same? And what about Middle East? I don't see how facial recognition is going to work over there. Yeah, I mean, it's not like fingerprints is still an option because you decide to get rid of the home button. And if this phone is your tribute to Steve Jobs, a Samsung knockoff, man, you know what? I'm sure glad that Steve Jobs is not alive to see this. Apple has gone out its way to destroy the man's legacy. Steve Jobs used to say the original iPhone size, 3.5 inches, was perfect size for people to operate with one hand. And right after he died, Apple increased the size of the iPhone to 4 inches, then again to 4.7 inches and 5.5 inches, and now 5.8 inches. I mean, why don't you just make an Apple iPhone Note to knock off Samsung even more? And make it twice the size of the original iPhone, just to spit in Steve Jobs' legacy. While we at it, Steve Jobs also said the iPad will never get smaller. And you know what? Right after he died, you guys decided to come out with iPad mini, which now is redundant because you're making your phone so much bigger. And remember how Steve Jobs was making fun of devices with stylus? Who wants a stylus, he says. Nobody wants a stylus. So what did you do, Apple? What did you do after the man's dead? iPencil. It's not even bundled. You charge people $150 for a stylus. Look, I used to love Apple. I used to love iPhones. They were expensive, but you know what? It was revolutionary. It was different from everything on the market. It had apps that no other phone had. It was the bomb. And nowadays, you guys bombed big time. iPhone's still an expensive piece of tech, only it's no longer worth it. It's ripping off all the other cheaper Androids. If Samsung didn't have the whole fiasco with the Note 7 blowing up, Samsung would have now taken over Apple to be the biggest market leader. Apple really needs to wake the hell up, because more and more of your loyal fan base will be switching sides. Not only to Samsung, but also Huawei, Oppo. All these Chinese phone companies are coming up with brilliant ideas and products. Having said all that, I'm sure by this time next year Apple will come out with another new phone. It might be called iPhone 9, iPhone 11, or whatever. I'm still going to be sitting here telling you why Apples are running out of ideas. I'm sure the Apple fanboys will still line up in front of the Apple store weeks before the release date. Hey, maybe we won't even have to wait till next year. Maybe by Christmas, Apple will come up with a red version of the iPhone X and try to sell us and tell us, hey, it's for charity. Piss off. Okay? No. Apple, just piss off. You're rich. You want to donate to charity? You don't need to ask us to buy another phone.